Welcome to another edition of the DawgHouse. As you can tell, I'm back home. Great times were upon me in Frisco, Texas, when I did my first of my doghouses, and then you saw me out in Anaheim, where I enjoyed a nice day at Angel Stadium. Got sunburnt on my knees of all places. Saw Edwin Encarnacion rake 2 out when he was still with the Mariners. 15 feet further, 400 lifted high. And then we traveled to Albuquerque, and you saw the Albuquerque Isotopes, which brings us to our question this week of minor league baseball. You Igmos still have got to appreciate minor league baseball. I know Aharb does, but Aharb, you haven't answered any of the questions. Rymart, good try. So here's your answer from last week, and it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. Colorado is the currently affiliated with the Isotopes. The Dodgers used to be with them, and the Miami/Florida Marlins used to be affiliated with them. Nobody wants to be affiliated with Marlins anyway. But it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. Most of the time they were with the Reno Aces. So this week's question, as you can tell, Be Green, I know you've seen this hat before, travel into your great pharmacy. Hint, hint, you'll expect me to come in there soon again. As I'm wearing the Chattanooga Lookouts, quality minor league team. In fact, they are the second oldest team in minor league baseball. The first team is who? I'm not going to give out any hints, but let me put it this way. GM meetings are coming up really soon, this coming Saturday. And if whoever gets it right, I will go out and buy a 6th beverage for the one who gets it right first. Now, if you don't live in the area, especially for ones who are in Canada or Chicago, too bad, so sad. However, I'm not giving out any hints, but all I have to say is this. If you're not in the area and you live in Canada or Chicago area, you can't get the prize. Yes, I'm very vague with my hint. All right, so let's talk a little bit about last week in my matchup with the red-hot Aharb. As I said, he's kind of gone chill since his blow-ups. I'll take the tie because he was red-hot coming into this match with me, and I kind of got things rolling. And for the most part, he's whooped my butt all week until about yesterday. And then, actually, even yesterday, he kind of kicked my butt. But most of it through the offense. He took me down in every category except for 2. RBI, stolen bases. And I pretty much took what I needed to take on my pitching. Now, people kind of question my theory about investing in pitchers. Well, last year I invested in hitters. Look how well that turned out. So I invested in pitchers this year. What happened? I'm rolling right now, my man. I'm rolling. And I'll get to this whole thing, too, because I have some bones to pick with a lot of you. And a lot of you have made the list this time around. And I'll get to that later. But for right now, Aharb, I'll take the tie. Probably should have beaten me. But you know what? A tie this week is considered a win in my book. So, Aharb, I'll see you down the road again. Probably in maybe twice. I think we play one more time in regular season. Postseason, I probably will see you again. Because I have a feeling I'll see you in the winner's bracket. That's what I think of you. Oh, and by the way, Aharb, this message, shoot interview point. You got to get through the Grand Canyon, my man. You just have to. Go in state parks, I get it. It's quality. Heck, I want to get to the state parks. I want to get to Providence myself. But You gotta get to the Grand Canyon, man. I don't care how you do it, you gotta do it. All right, that's just my personal advice for you. It's exhilarating is an understatement. But yeah, you'll love it. That trip in general, guys, was classic. Seeing the Pacific Ocean, seeing the sunset off the Pacific was just as exhilarating as seeing the sunset off the Grand Canyon. Going to Disneyland, well, of course, that's more for the kids, but still, say you went to Disneyland is quality. Where else did I go? Anyway, Albuquerque is always great. New Mexico is great. Going to Tombstone was classic. I just love the trips. And thrills, again, San Diego, you'll love it. I loved it. You'll love it. Have some fish tacos. Have down one of their famed beverages for me when you go out there, will you? Please. You'll love it. Everything about it. San Diego, Petco Park, great ballpark. So this is the happy me right now. We're not going to be too happy as this video continues, though, because I have some bones to pick with even the people that have applauded me. That I've applauded, I should say. So we're going to get to the list of the Sav Dog. This week, it's in honor of my opponent and my division rival this year, Jeremy. Top 5 great mustaches in modern history. You know, I mean modern history in the past 120 years. You'll see why in a minute. 5. Ravishing Rick Rude. Will, Big Ant. Big Ant, I know you know what I'm talking about. He had the stash rocking. Hulk Hogan, the Fu Manchu, no. Rick Rude nailed it with the mustache. He just knew how to trim it perfectly. And he was one of the best heels, most underrated heels in wrestling history, especially in the 80s and 90s. He had the 80s thing going with the poofy perm hair, the stash, coming out in the robe, talking about how he was the man, about how he had the greatest body ever, and so forth, and just insulted the crowd any chance he got. Pure classic. He makes Elias look like a chump. That's how much Rick Rude was great, and he had the stash to prove it. Number 4, Raleigh Fingers. One of the things I will never forget is last year going to Cooperstown during the Hall of Fame weekend, and the Hall of Fame parade, stupid fly. The Hall of Fame parade, Raleigh Fingers rolling down with the handlebar mustache. Gotta appreciate a good old handlebar mustache. Raleigh Fingers nailed it with that. Also, y'all gotta get to Cooperstown. Speaking of Grand Canyon, you know, places to go like Grand Canyon, Cooperstown is it, my man. You gotta do it. For you baseball fans, get there. A-Harb, I know you love your Indians. If an Indian goes, get there. They don't come too frequently, and that's not an insult. I'm just saying, the last time somebody went to the Hall of Fame before Jim Tomei, I think it was Bob Feller. And for me, same thing as a Tigers fan, so I'm not insulting you. Al Kaline was the last Tiger. So you get a chance, do it. The parade was worthy enough of it. I know I've gone off task on it, but Raleigh Fingers had a handlebar mustache. He rocked it. So that's number 4. Number 3, speaking of Grand Canyon, the guy that helped preserve Grand Canyon, one of our presidents himself, Mr. Theodore Roosevelt, number 26. He gets mocked out in Washington. Well, Washington, D.C., Nationals fans and Nationals franchises don't appreciate good presidents. Theodore Roosevelt was a good quality president. Yes, I know this league is primarily Democrat, but at the time, while he was a Republican, he was more Democrat than a lot of people give him credit for. Theodore Roosevelt, he's up there, changed the face of the country for sure, especially with his conservation of our natural resources. Theodore Roosevelt, you're up there in honor of that. I don't care for you being the logo at Frisco, and I really don't care for that ballpark. As pretty as it was, there's a lot of issues with Dr. Pepper Park. So that's number 3. Number 2 goes to Mario of Nintendo. You got the stash working. No wonder Peach loves him. If I could have that stash rocking, I'd have Peach with me, but already married, so too bad, so sad. And my son hates mustaches or any kind of facial hair. So most of the time this will be clean shaven. But not everybody can rock out the clean shaven bit, and people can definitely rock out the stash bit, which brings me to my number one person and the number one and my opponent for this week, and that is you, Jeremy. You have your mustache rocks, my man. Can't say much more about it, and I'm not saying anything about it because, well, you're my opponent this week. Which brings me up to my opponent, Jeremy. You know, this is not really about you, okay? This is about all the Igmos in our league who thinks you have a far better team than I do. That is not the case. My team is better. It shows, and I'm going to prove it this week when I beat you down for the second straight week. And for Will, Bedell, anybody else who says that you have a better team, wrong-o. You're like the Roman Reigns of our fantasy league. They keep being pushed for no stupid reason, okay? Or Baron Corbin. Yeah, you're Baron Corbin to me, my man. I can't handle that, all right? I'm tired of people dogging me, especially with my, oh, you invested too much in your pitching. Well, guess what? It saved me this week, all right? It saved my butt this week from an easy loss. Last year, I did the same thing A-Harb did and just put in all offense, and what did it show for? Loss after loss after loss. Well, it ain't going to happen this week. It ain't going to happen any other week, because this week, it's the year of the Sav Dog versus the year of the Stache, all right? But I'm going to win because the Sav Dog, it was his year before it was the Stache's year, and I'm going to take the Stache's years down. Jeremy, I like you, okay? Don't get me wrong, I like you, but I'm tired of everybody driving into this fact that you are better than me. I hate this idea that you are better than me, because you're not. I'm better. I'm the best in this league, all right? And there's nothing you can do about it. You rock the mustache. You have the best mustache in the league, that's for sure. But I'm better. And there's not a dang thing anyone else can do about it, because this is the year of the Sav Dog, and I'm going to show it this week. And I'm going to take advantage and take the Gainesville Steve division out and make it my own. And I will roll with it to the playoffs. All right? Jeremy, this is my league. This is my division. This is my league this year. It's fact. Sav Dog out.